Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Persona 5 Royal. In the last one, we got our girl Yoshizawa back. It's going to get weird trying to remember to call her Sumire now, but we should probably just get used to it, huh? Make everyone happy, huh? But even so, anyway, let's think about it tomorrow. On with the story. So February 3rd is our next deadline, it looks like. Oh, Velvet Room!
It's been quite some time.
They should have taken the chains off, honestly.
We have finally succeeded in reaching you.
These clothes? Again?
You have been imprisoned once more.
Okay, I guess it fits the theme.
This time, not by the god of control, but a different entity, one who's bound you through your future. However, you held fast to your free will and believed in your bonds, allowing your friends to regain their own realities. You are on the verge of grasping a potential reality once more. Our meeting again now, within this place, is proof enough.
I mean, no major spoilers for Persona 3. Some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear this, then just mute for a second until I continue this dialogue. But Persona 3 also deals with humans who try to grasp these alternate worlds. So that was something that has been touched on in this series before. And like, there's always the gods aspect, and there's always kind of this human aspect. 4 didn't really deal too much with the human aspect as much. Although there was the god complex with the Heaven Dungeon in 4, but not quite the same thing. Maruki's trying to grasp the cognitive world in a similar way that happens in 3. In 3, very much a lot of that was built around humans trying to interact with these worlds as well. So I find that interesting because we've already had like the fake god Demiurge in Yaldabaoth, and now we have the human version of that. So it's kind of like two different Demiurges, right? They're gods of their of makings of not. Let me put it this way. So a Demiurge is basically like almost a fake god, kind of a real god. It's a god born of something not of real. I don't know how to explain it. But basically, a Demiurge is kind of like a false, arrogant god created by some means, right? In this case, the collective unconscious was Yaldabaoth, and now Maruki is one of his own making, and he is also a Demiurge who is arrogant and maybe a little bit narrow in his view of, free will, let's say. Find it interesting. Let's move on. I haven't really thought this through that much, so that's why I'm kind of rambling a bit.
The time has come.
What do I do now?
We are merely beings who provide aid to humans as they carry out their will. You must be the one to determine the path and actions to take. If the will of rebellion still thrives within you, then we will surely meet again.
Lady Lavenza told you that? You ought to tell everyone else that too. Let's all meet up after school.
Oh, look at her. Okay. Hi, girl. How you doing, Sumire? Looking more like yourself now, huh? The glasses, too.
Good morning. I'm sorry. I can't believe what I tried to do to you two. I genuinely cannot apologize enough for what happened.
Oh, come on. There's no need for that.
Really, there's no
More
need for that.
importantly, how have you been?
Physically, I'm fine, but mentally, to be entirely honest, I'm all mixed up.
But are you okay? That's the real question. How you holding up?
My memories are still pretty fuzzy, and I haven't really processed everything yet.
I mean, she's been living as Kasumi for a lot longer, it seems like.
I'm going to need a little time to myself to think things through. I have to figure out what to do with myself from here on.
The delivery of this voice actress is very different now, too. That's really interesting. My shoulder? It's fine. Why do you ask, Coach? May I take the extra classes as well? I want to study more. This class is so awesome. There's no bullying or anything like that here. My bad. I have club today after school. You guys can go home without me. Huh? Club? I thought he was in the go home club.
Time's up.
Happy New Year, everyone. Y'all did your homework, right? Next year's going to be all about your college entrance exam, so you'd better start preparing now. Oh, and if you cause any trouble that'll show up on your transcripts, so make sure you behave yourselves, okay? Now, time to turn in that homework. Let's see. Who's on class duty today?
Man.
Have you been studying? Well, not that you really had time for that, right? The answer is no. But don't worry, I'm an absolute genius, so it's fine. Is everyone rested up? More or less. My mind was racing so much that I passed out before I even realized it. Same here. I think I've sorted through my own thoughts, but I'd still like to hear everyone else's take. I have to tell you all something. Yeah, we haven't really talked to her about Sumire, right? Is that what this is about? Oh, really? Sure thing. We'll come to the hideout right after school then. Gotcha. Cool, I'll be waiting for you, all of you.
Hey!
We definitely need to update everyone about Lady Lavenza. Oh, okay. It's about Lavenza. And cook up our plans for here on out, too. So we're telling him about the fact that we'd return to the Velvet Room.
We have to choose our own path, eh? Akechi had mentioned that we needed to determine what we'll do from here on out. It seems he was right.
We can accept this reality, but that means we'll have to fight Dr. Maruki, right?
That's right. We have to confront Maruki and steal his desire. In a way, it's business as usual for us.
Dr. Maruki is an adult with a warped desire, but that desire's just a wish for us all to be happy, right?
I admit, it's nothing similar to the desires we've seen in the likes of Shido and Kamoshida.
The Phantom Thieves only change the hearts of evildoers. Dr. Maruki is quite different from our past targets.
Well, I think we already know what we gotta do. Haru's right. Dr. Maruki ain't a shitty adult at all. There are probably plenty of folks out there living all happy in this reality. Who knows? Maybe Dr. Maruki is actually doing the right thing. But we all still feel like this reality's wrong, right? We decide what's right for ourselves. That's what we all agreed on when we went after him in the palace. If changing Doc's heart fixes our reality, then I'm gonna do it. So somebody say something?
Sorry, I was just thinking about how right you are, Ryuichi.
They're not giving him shit. Wow. I'm proud of you all. You're growing.
So we're going to change our target's heart not to reform society, but to acquire the reality we believe in. That doesn't sound bad at all.
Then it's unanimous.
Well, that means our next step is pretty clear.
We gotta check out that palace.
Right. Maruki said that he'd be willing to fight if we are too. It's safe to assume he's expecting us to infiltrate his palace.
That reminds me. You know that, reality bending stuff? Why is Doc able to do that anyway?
I've been wondering the same thing. Even if he was the top cognitive science expert, that wouldn't be enough for him to do all of this.
If we're going to fight Maruki, we'd better dig up some more intel on him first.
day. This is Lavenza speaking.
Hi. How'd you get my number? Come again?
Yes, allow me to repeat myself. Good day. This is Lavenza speaking.
Lady Lavenza?
Your will of rebellion has reached new heights. We would like to aid that will, if you find it agreeable.
I do. Please.
Wait, how is she even calling you?
And how'd she know how high our wills are? Did she tap your line or something?
Her timing was just too perfect. Maybe she actually did.
I have performed no form of electronic surveillance whatsoever.
Apparently, she can hear you.
There's something I wish to tell you regarding your current situation. However, I'm reaching the limit of my communication ability with this method. Let us meet in person tomorrow.
Where?
It would be best for me to select a location considered easy to reach by all parties. Therefore, let us convene at your school.
At Shujin?
Wait, she'll be at the school? Lavenza will?
In that case, I'll see you tomorrow.
She hung up.
Is she really gonna go to our school? Just walk through the front gates like nothing?
I'm not sure what to make of it. But since we've determined our goal and Lavenza's offered to help us, I'd call that progress of some sort.
All we have left is whatever we discuss tomorrow at school, plus whether or not we're going to team up with Akechi.
Considering what he told us, really does seem like we share an end goal with Akechi, but
Well, I think we ought to team up.
me too.
Are you sure?
Dr. Maruki's strong enough to change reality itself. If we're gonna fight him, we're gonna need Akechi's help.
Plus, if he does betray us again, we'll just take him out too.
Haru. Cold-blooded Haru.
I guess that settles that.
Let's all meet at Shujin tomorrow. I'll take care of figuring out how to get Yusuke and Futaba in the school.
I appreciate the effort. Thank you.
All right, let's head home for now.
So, do you think Lavenza will make it to the school? I hope she doesn't get lost or anything. Yeah, don't you think it's a bad idea, her wandering around in that getup? That's true. Hopefully no one gives her a hard time. If someone does, you better come up with a good excuse for her, Analog. Morgana's on top of it.
For
But
real?
what? No, I'm not. How am I supposed to pull something like that off? A kitty helping out a little kid sounds like one dynamite duo. That could last 3 seasons in a movie. Easy. That's not exactly helpful to us right now, though. At any rate, I'm certain she would reach out to us if something were to go awry. That's true, we can put our faith in Lavenza. Agreed, let us know if something changes, Analog. Good night, everyone.
Yeah!
Why would Lady Lavenza want to meet up at the school? It's not like she just wants to check out the place, right? Well, maybe a little bit.
Hey! Hey!
Alright. Hey. Sorry, it's nothing. Doesn't seem like nothing. What's up?
No.
I was just remembering what happened that night. You remember, right? The night before we went into Mementos to erase it, before we dealt with Shido.
Hey!
Remember how I said I'd finally found the place where I belong? Even though I said that and really believed it, I still fell right into Maruki's hands. I know I've made it obvious how much I want to be a human. More than once I thought it would give me a chance with Lady An, but what I did was just so lame. I can't believe I was off having a blast while you were busy trying to help us. I mean, I totally get why, though.
Wait!
Quit being so nice to me. if you try excusing something this big, I'd be more disappointed than anything. Now that I think about it, you've been helping me from the very beginning. Hell, I was locked up in a prison when we first met. I'm nowhere near cool. Come on, you're already super cool, kitty. Quit buttering me up. You don't have to tell me twice, though. I'm gonna be super cool from here on out.
Listen up.
Know what? I'm gonna make you a promise right now. From here on, I'm gonna be more independent. I just keep relying on you for everything because deep down I thought you could figure everything out for me. But that's all changing. I'm going to stand proud on my own 4 feet. And I'm going to be the one to protect you. I promise I will. A third awakening, ladies and gentlemen. Our 2 first awakenings help create our 3rd awakening. I like that. That's nice. I've discovered my original power.
All right.
Morgana's persona, Mercurius, has transformed into Diego.
Okay.
All right, time to serve Maruki as just desserts. Anyone who tries to pull one over on us like that is asking for it. Yeah, let's do our best.
Right.
Sorry again for all the hassle. You and I are going to be even greater partners now.
Let's turn in for the night.
Things are going to get hectic starting tomorrow. Let's call it a night. All skill slots are currently full. Please select a skill to forget. Medium physical damage to all foes with high critical chance. To all foes. Oh, nice. I think we're going to lose Medea Rahan because we have salvation. It's 18 more SP, but still. That way we can keep the 1 attack and the all. Yeah, let's do that. Awakening the Phantom something. I missed it.
Ahem.
A new year is starting. You all look sleepy. What did you doze through? What, did you doze through the new year? Was Shogatsu one big excuse to laze around? Good grief, Shogatsu's not supposed to be an excuse to relax, you know. We decorate with Karamatsu, Kagami Mochi, and Shiminawa in order to welcome the Toshigami deities. It's one of the oldest traditions in Japan. By the way, cherry blossom viewing and even Children's Day are meant to commemorate deities and spirits. Japan's got a lot of gods, so naturally there ended up being a lot of events and rituals to accommodate them all. There's a phrase referring to all the Shinto gods as a collective. Anyone know it offhand?
What is the answer?
Alright, Takamaki-san, I'll bet you slept through Shigatsu. I mean...
Hey, wait!
Hey, Lady Anna's obviously panicking. Be a good guy and help her out.
Seriously?
I'm so unlucky, and I didn't even sleep through Shigatsu. Analog, are you awake? Can you give me a hint? It's some phrase about the gods, but it's kind of abstract, right? What's this phrase supposed to illustrate about the gods of Shinto? How powerful? Numerous? They are? What? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's right. They use a specific number, right? What's that phrase again? The one about how many gods there are in Shinto? I'm gonna guess 10,000. I think it was more than that, actually. It's some phrase about the gods, but it's kind of abstract, right? Okay. The 8 million gods, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it. So people call the gods of Shinto the 8 million gods.
This is it. Correct.
That's correct. We call them Yayorozu? Yayorozu no Kami, or the 8 million gods, though that number's not meant to be taken literally. Yayorozu is essentially shorthand for myriad gods, an uncountable number. In olden days, the Japanese believed that gods dwelled in everything. What with all these traditions, you could say these beliefs still affect our lives today. It's a wonderful thing, really. We really need to cherish our history.
Nice going!
Nice. Lady Ann seems really relieved. You're pretty good at studying. I'm impressed.
You've been awfully busy lately. Don't forget to eat lunch.
Nope, there's the butterfly.
As for myself, be sure to order some jelly-filled bread and... That's...
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just fluttering down the hall like a graceful... Wait, that's not my point. Let's follow it.
Okay.
Hey,
Chase it down so you don't lose sight of it.
Making fun of me?
People seem to have calmed down about the Phantom Thieves. What do you think about them? They're heroes. I see that their actions had a major influence on you, huh? Well, I want to report the news without being influenced by the public. Honestly, I wish I could interview them in person, but that's never gonna happen. Right? Right.
oh,
Hey, you see that? It went on the first floor.
I hope I can do it.
Come on, Senpai, we shouldn't skip. If you keep this up, they'll take you off the starting lineup. It doesn't really matter to me. Actually, I'd be glad if they did. I prefer to just sit on the bench and cheer everyone else on. It's easy, and I can chat with the manager. What? Seriously? What's gotten into you? Could you at least come to afternoon practice? Everyone's worried about you. Yeah, if I feel like it. All right. The managers are often, or can be, women. So he's probably wanting to flirt with her. Where on earth is it trying to go? Come on, we gotta follow it for now. I don't actually know if it's often women, but in Persona games, the manager is almost always a woman.
for real?
Nurse's office? What's going on here? It's just like my dream. It even showed up in your dreams? That's strange. Well, never mind that. There's no point in thinking about that right now. Let's get inside the nurse's office quick. Everyone's been in high spirits since the turn of the new year. It's weird. Did something happen? I heard everyone's happy that all their wishes came true, so that's probably it, right? Huh, but being too happy might not always be a good thing. You have to be motivated to win a match. It sounds like you've been talking to your boyfriend on the soccer team a little too much. Come on, being happy is a good thing.
Lady Lavenza.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
What's with all the formality?
That's odd. I thought humans regularly exchange phrases such as that upon meeting.
It's just odd considering that when you were split up, you were so mean to me.
Perhaps it would have been more appropriate to say, "What's up?"
Oh, well, anyway, how about we get this started?
As I told you yesterday, there's something I wish to tell you. But first, please gather your other friends here.
Here? You want to meet in the nurse's office?
This place is filled with the cognition of bed rest. Maintaining my existence in a reality controlled by someone like Maruki is no simple feat, but the exhaustion that it induces is limited by this place's cognition, so I may converse with you all in person here.
I see.
Let us continue this conversation once everyone involved has convened. Until that time, I will provide my eyes a much-needed rest.
Wait, rest? Lady Lavenza?
Whoa.
I guess we should get everyone in here.
Weird.
Infiltration? Success!
I'm rather surprised no one took notice of us.
Considering how I don't have an adequate excuse for the school to approve your being here, we're lucky it went as well as it did.
As long as you maintain an air of confidence, you can fool just about anybody into thinking you belong. I must say, though, I hadn't expected you to actually reach out to me for something like this.
Well, it's just as we said before. We've accepted your offer to work together.
Did we invite Yoshizawa?
Now's not the time to let personal stuff get in the way of our goal. But if you ever betray us again, we'll make sure you regret it.
We will.
All right, then.
We really will.
It's no concern of mine, anyway. Remember what I told you all before? We share a mutual interest. Until Maruki is defeated, we have a deal to uphold.
It appears that everyone's arrived. Does this mean you're ready to begin?
Ain't that our line?
Care to fill us in?
Yes. I wished to speak with you about the circumstances that led this Maruki to alter reality as you know it.
Okay.
As well as the true nature of his power.
Yeah, he's referred to as power. And I don't know if he was gifted some kind of power in a similar way that we were gifted the wild card and Akechi was gifted the wild card. Or if it's fabricated, something he gained from his research.
You know all of that?
I admit there will be a degree of speculation involved, but only to a small extent.
Tell us, girl.
First, I will explain the situation with the current reality. I believe that Maruki has altered the cognition of the masses. In other words, it's thought that the alterations he's made are the result of his meddling with mementos.
Mementos specifically,
He changed mementos? How is that even possible?
Isn't it gone, though?
Wait, don't forget about our experience with the Metanav and Maruki's palace. Seems like this kind of thing has a habit of sticking around despite our expectations.
Mementos is the cognition of the masses given form. If that man is truly capable of controlling individuals' cognitions, and that man were also to gain access to mementos, it would be no surprise that he could impact everyone's cognitions and affect reality itself.
Could he really have done all that? I mean, it's assumed that Dr. Maruki has the power to control cognition, right?
Now I wonder if... So the one other new character is the one that shows up in Mementos that we don't know that much about, and that's Jose. And I wonder if Jose has anything to do with anything that's going on. Maybe.
Exactly.
I have no theories, I'm just wondering.
That man's controlling of cognition. Let's see. Why don't we refer to his power as actualization? Most likely, that actualization is a power unique to a persona. In other words, this man named Maruki is...
He's a persona user?
That's impossible.
Let's see. So, we've had a tentacle theme with Maruki when we have run into him a couple of times. This is just me trying to speculate because I love the idea of me just like figuring something out before the game tells me to, because I don't know, I'm just full of myself or something, I don't know. I love to speculate, okay? I really like speculating. So, I mean, tentacles are often something that you kind of like. They often evoke Lovecraft to me. And we've only seen one other instance of like Lovecraft popping up here, really, and that's with the Necronomicon for Futaba. But I'm wondering if there are other beings that in Lovecraft's repertoire that deal. Okay, I was just trying to look up like Cthulhu and stuff and see if there was any kind of like reality bending things, but I don't know. There's probably something there, but let's just keep going because I'm just speculating.
There's no way to have a persona and a palace at the same time.
Determining when Maruki first awakened to his power is wholly impossible.
I mean, of course, there are so many mythological like venues that could probably... There's some mythos out there that could alter reality like this. So Lovecraft is just one place my mind went, but there's 100 places we could go.
However, by the time he crossed your paths, there's no doubt that he was making use of his actualization, although he may have only been doing so subconsciously.
Even if it is just his subconscious, he's using a persona in the real world.
So his ability to make Yoshizawa-san think she was Kasumi-chan.
It was most likely through the use of actualization.
Still though, even if we assume that Maruki has unique persona abilities, such as the case with him and myself, we still need to determine how he used that power on Mementos as a whole, rather than a single individual.
Right. Even if there were some kind of power that could affect Mementos, it's on a whole other level from what we've seen so far. A single person just shouldn't be capable of all that.
That's true. Changing reality just by thinking about it isn't something humans do. It's something that, like, gods do.
And what if he became such a god?
What? The god of control.
Yeah, he's just a new version of it.
Indeed. The being in Mementos that you all defeated was a false deity that the masses deludedly clung to.
He was created by this collective unconscious.
That Maruki simply took over the false god's position when it disappeared.
Yep, we've kind of been saying the same thing.
Took over his position? What do you mean? So you're saying society thinks of Doc as a god now or something?
Now, the Phantom Thieves are the ones who gained the masses' support after defeating this so-called god of control. So it would follow that the masses would turn to the Phantom Thieves next as their savior. In that case, why did they instead turn to Maruki, who did none of the work the Phantom Thieves did?
The masses were invested in the Phantom Thieves, not Maruki.
Wait, you what? What do you mean? We never wished for anything like that.
But they did.
Is that really true?
It's most likely because
We did wish for it. Subconsciously, if nothing else.
What? After we defeated the god of control, we wished for reality to be like Dr. Maruki described it. And it happened?
I don't remember doing any wishing with you guys and Doc. I mean, when would we have even had the chance to?
What about our counseling?
You can't change the past, but you still want to keep your chin up and press onward. Is that the gist of it? Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, I'd definitely be better if none of this had happened at all, but... Well, no matter what path you might have to take to get there, I hope your track dreams will still do you some good in the end. Thanks.
Looks like you all walked right into the spider's parlor.
there's no way of knowing how many of those situations were intentionally orchestrated by that man. However, the result is still the same. A desire for his actualization was seeded within your hearts. Thus, I have no doubt that it was your own desires that led to their actualization.
He was using like a level of reverse psychology to like get them to desire. Like he was in some ways planting that back into them. I mean, obviously it's things that were within them already, but I think he amplified them. Like he purposefully amplified those wishes. Took them from the subconscious, brought them into the conscious. Purposefully. Interesting.
So this is all our fault, huh?
We're the ones who told him the cognitive world really exists, too.
He has to be stopped.
Right, let's fight. If this is our own fault, we've got to be the ones to fix it.
Yes. This realization changes none of what we must do.
Very well. Then allow me to proceed. This world is in a very unstable condition currently. On the day that the God of Control fused mementos with the real world, The merging was undone through your efforts, and the two worlds are now attempting to return to their initial states.
So, what you're saying is this world has reverted to a state where the fusion with mementos hasn't been totally undone. That explains why Maruki's palace was visible in Odaiba.
Even as we speak, Maruki is still influencing this world in places where its boundaries are blurred. As slow a pace as it may be, he still continues to actualize the world of the masses as a whole. Should this continue, reality shall merge with mementos once more. The two worlds will again become one. When that happens, anyone trapped within the actualized world can never again awaken to the original one.
No.
This issue goes beyond the masses as well. Although you are all Persona users, it would be next to impossible to defy Maruki in a world completely under his control. To be clear, once the two worlds conclude their fusion, there will be no chance of your success in this mission. And I believe this fusion will conclude in 1 month's time.
We only have a month.
If memory serves me correctly, February 3rd was the date Dr. Maruki gave us, right? Could he have possibly chosen the time limit based on when his actualization will be completed?
It's possible.
If that's the case, we don't got another choice except to steal his treasure by then.
We'll need to secure our route to the treasure by the 2nd so we can send our calling card. Then, on the day of, we're most likely going to have to fight Maruki.
Allow me to produce the calling card. This is certain to be our final card. I'll pour my heart and soul into its creation.
Be that as it may, there are still some unsolved questions.
I mean, supposedly the ruler is Maruki, right?
Right.
What's the deal with the palace's name? Doesn't seem to affect the app's functions, but
That must also be a product of Maruki's cognition. He most likely learned that you could somehow infiltrate the metaverse. As long as he permits your existence, your method of infiltration will not entirely disappear either. However, in his heart he must have feared you would learn his identity as the palace's ruler. Perhaps such a feeling took the form of hiding the ruler's name from you.
But in that case, why didn't Dr. Maruki just actualize us out of existence entirely?
Yeah, I think he wants to save us. I mean, we know he's not, quote-unquote, a bad person. He wants to help everybody, and that includes us.
Maruki told us he wants us to accept his world. It may be hard to believe, but since we mutually benefit from his actualization, maybe he really does want us to submit.
Sorry, even if it does fix shit for us, I just can't accept the world getting treated like that. Let's start the infiltration tomorrow, yeah? And you? Sound good?
You're willing to ask me as well.
Duh, dude. The Phantom Thieves don't act unless it's a unanimous vote.
Always the bro.
Fine then. You know I have no intention of accepting Maruki's world anyway.
Then that settles that.
Wait, what about Yoshizawa-san?
we may not have summoned her as one of the Phantom Thieves. This definitely involves her as well.
Maybe we should fill her in on our situation once she comes to terms with her own. What she does with that information, though, that's up to her.
Right.
If that concludes matters, I shall continue to watch over you, Trickster. Please show me the path that you choose for humanity.
Oh, she was there. You see her? You see her head pop out from the... She was in the crack. Hey, girl.
I just...
Guess we might as well close up for the night. Hey, once you're done washing that, you can go ahead and call it a... welcome.
Yoshizawa?
Have a seat. She's here to see you, right? Now, don't worry about finishing up. I'll take care of it later.
Oh, what a bro. Pops is
Sorry
like, hey,
for coming
I ain't
over
gonna
so
cock
late.
block.
And thank you for the coffee.
Thanks, Pops. Oh, I need to brew some more coffee.
It's delicious. Would you mind if I got something off my chest? Thank you. So, to tell the truth, I saw you all go into the nurse's office today, and, I sort of eavesdropped on your conversation.
About Maruki?
You've all found the paths you want to take, and are following them with such confidence, whereas I'm simply... Like Dr. Maruki said before, I ran from the truth. I couldn't handle the fact that Kasumi died because of my actions. My memories are still a bit hazy, but even when I remembered that I'm really Sumire, I didn't want to accept it. I was still running from reality, where Kasumi is gone, where I had to live for Kasumi instead of as her.
Do you still want to run?
No.
Good.
Like I said earlier, I realized something when I saw you all striving to push onward. I can't keep running like this, but now that Kasumi's gone, I have no idea what to do with myself. Senpai, what should I do?
You're the one that's gonna have to make the decision, not me. But hey, when you make that decision, we'll be here if you want us.
You can be awfully firm sometimes, Senpai, but you're absolutely correct. I must thank you for allowing me to unload all of this onto you. I'm still not completely sure what I should do, but I plan to think more on it. I've got to figure out what to do with my life now.
Let's reform society.
Tomorrow, we're going to the palace. We're gonna take back the world, the real world. Is it gonna force me into the palace tomorrow? Rewriting reality. I would never have thought such a thing possible. Not only that, but this palace is ruled by a Persona user. How does that make any sense? I know, God moding when I know God moding when I see it. At this point, he basically is a god, right? This shit makes Shido look small time. We need to come up with a plan. That's a good point. We should meet up tomorrow. Sounds good. Speaking of which, how should we contact Akechi-kun? I guess we could let him back in the group chat, right? Yep, that'd be quickest. Alright, let's put him in. Alright, I'll take care of it. Thanks. 1 month to go, huh? We better come up with a plan. The time is gonna go by fast. Okay, still can't go out.
Hey!
I'll just add this.
Hey, hey!
Let's go to sleep. We're heading to the palace today, yeah? A good idea, I'd say, although we mustn't rush, of course. Yeah, honestly, if we want to accomplish anything, we gotta get out there. I agree. Is that alright, leader? Yep, we should be careful, though. Hell yeah, we got this. In that case, let's meet at the hideout after school.
Okay.
Alright, the hideout after school, then. Should we tell Yoshizawa? Well, we should probably still leave her alone. No! I want her in the party now. She's not been in the party at all in this game. Please. I want her to be with us. Please. Tell everyone to meet at the hideout. We should all talk this over before we infiltrate the palace. I wanted her to join us at freaking Shido's. Hell, size. It seems everyone has arrived. Let us begin. February 3rd is the date we agreed on with Dr. Maruki. We've got to go find that treasure already. Once that date passes, it's over. We all get that, right? We'll have to discover a route by February 2nd, to be more precise. That's another way to look at it, and nice, you actually remembered.
Yeah?
Of course I did. It wouldn't be a terrible idea to secure our route sooner rather than later. We must be deliberate, however. We have no idea what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. Maruki's pretty much got the power of a god. I doubt anything's going to go smoothly. We'd better not let our guard down.
Very well. Let us go.
Okay. Alright. Here's what I suspect's gonna happen. There's gonna be a... Oh, okay, she's here. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I'm wrong already, and I didn't even get the words out. Oh, it's...
Hello, everyone.
Why are you here?
You're going to fight Dr. Maruki, yes?
Now. Right now, she's in her regular garb, which means that she does not have the will of rebellion. Will it change by the end of this conversation?
Please, take me with you.
It will. It will.
But you can't go in dressed like that.
Please? I'm done running away.
There we go, girl.
I can't keep relying on people, like Senpai.
Ties back her hair and becomes an instant badass. Fuck yes.
I want to live life as Sumire.
Color me impressed.
Looks like she'll do just fine here.
Let's do this.
Thank you.
God, I love her.
In that case, we gotta come up with a code name for you.
What now?
It wouldn't be right if you were the only one going by your real name, you know?
I don't act. What's it gonna be? Like, I don't know. I get like bird vibes from her. So like maybe some kind of bird?
Oh, you're right.
Joker, got any suggestions?
All of those, I mean, out of these, Violet's probably the best one, and that doesn't fit either. None of these fit. I don't think any of these are the actual thing.
Oh, that's right. Sumire in English is violet.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
okay, I didn't know that. So in that way, it does fit. Cool.
Violet. Yes, let's go with that.
And not a thing on her is purple.
Excellent. Now remember, everyone, violet, not violent, violet.
Thank you, Futaba. I was a little unclear.
Yes, thank you for clarifying.
She's so nice.
I am surrounded by absolute fools.
Akechi, be cool.
Are we done? We should probably get moving.
It's fun seeing him just being himself, though. It's actually really great just having him be the, prick that he really is.
I know. Jeez. Come on, Violet. Let's roll.
Violet, okay. Violet joins the team. I'm so happy. So what are we supposed to do now? First, we secure a route to the treasure. We've got to know where it is before we can steal it, after all. We've already checked most of the places on the map, though. Looks like we'll need to go even deeper into the palace. Hold on, let me take a look real quick.
Yes.
There's a locked security door here. I'd say this is the best place to investigate. Except I'm getting some weird shadow readings, so be careful.
Joker!
That's over in front of the auditorium. Let's get going. Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. First off, let's pick our team. Man, what a list. What a list. Okay, it's really hard to do fusions right now because all of my persona are so damn strong.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Oh, that voice. The prison door is open.
I have been waiting.
The state of the Velvet Room reflects the state of your own heart. The room's changes reflect your showing the spirit of rebellion to the entity that binds your future.
Indeed.
Your change in appearance must also be due to the rebellious spirit you've harbored for so long. And with that spirit, you appear to have grasped a new possibility as well. No shit? You kidding me? You're still throwing new stuff at me? What do you mean?
Then...
The current you should be capable of fusing new personas. Please make good use of this to keep the ruin at bay.
Very well.
We will continue to provide aid on your perilous journey. Now to your business. Wait. So there's just like maybe some new unlocked personas? Is that what I'm supposed to understand with that?
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I'm unsure.
Compendium,
I'm unsure
yes?
what they meant by
What
that.
will you be registering? Would you like to register this to the compendium? Awaken your new self.
Okay.
Performing a fusion? To whom will you give birth?
Okay, if we haven't fused them, it still says new. Yeah, so we did create a bugs. Weird that it wouldn't show up as a name on the... Yeah. Okay, trumpeter we can't make. Vasuki, we need Rajanaga. Mitra and Gabriel. We're only missing one for Yoshitsune, and that's Futsunushi. Let's see if we can fuse a Futsunushi. Let's see
Which
if he shows
persona
up
are you
anywhere. What was the
looking
level?
for?
Around 70-something? 75? 76, I think. No, we can't fuse him with what we've got right now. Oh, we're level 77. We can make a Gabriel.
It seems to hold a vast amount of power.
Alright, if we pass on some of the Garu stuff, I think we're fine. Also, that's my only Ma Curse skill. I might want to pass that on, too. It's too bad that I didn't get a chance to go and, like, get gear. Or anything. Or readings. I wonder if there will be a point in this dungeon where we get pushed out earlier than normal. Or if we'll just be able to finish it today. I have to like ask myself if I want to wait for an
Which
alarm
persona
to
are
do
you
any of
looking for?
these.
It seems to hold a vast amount of power.
We can make Satan. We can't make Satanale yet, right? In the original game, you could fuse Satanale in New Game Plus.
To whom will you give birth?
Now we can do Lucifer. So many versions of the devil. Lucifer, Satan, Satanale.
Make your selection.
What can we make with you, Chimera?
Do you wish to fuse this?
Okay.
Choose which skill to inherit.
Increases evasion from all magical attacks except Almighty. That's really nice. Repel Curse. Colossal Physical. Take that over that. We have that on other people. Okay, Meggy, Severe Almighty. I'll do that over Repel Curse, I think. Since it's already nullified, I'm okay with that.
It seems to hold a vast amount of power.
Yep. That'll make a stronger one.
Choose which skill to inherit.
Man, so many good skills I could get on that. Okay, and evade ice. I'm gonna take that one off. That one's nice, but it only works if that's equipped when you start the fight too, so. Colossal physical to all. I think I'm gonna keep sword dance. I want that crit, that higher crit. Yeah. I think that's all I'll do for now.
Which persona are you looking for? To whom will you give birth?
We can make Angyoki. We're only missing Michael for Metatron. And I think Lucifer actually... Let's see.
It seems to hold a vast amount of power. Choose which skill to inherit.
I think we have counter on somebody here, right? Maybe? Greatly decreases accuracy of all foes' attacks except Almighty when surrounded.
Choose which skill to
Hold
inherit.
on, let's see if HP restored, SP, cost of ice, doubles counter. I could probably use a counter card. I think I have a skill card for counter.
Choose which skill to inherit.
Angyoki. Seems as though you can see me, just as I would expect from he who holds the mask. Take the blow, but decreases damage by half. Medium to 1, 2 to 3 times. Medium to all, 1 to 3 times. Let's take that over Wage War. Okay.
Perfect. Make your selection. Which persona are you looking for? It seems to hold a vast amount of power.
I really like my Koryu.
May luck be on your side. Indeed.
Yeah, I think we're done for now. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the next one, we will continue on in this dungeon. So, thank you all for being here.